Hey guys, this is Wences MCOD, however you know me. Today's video is gonna be a little different. Um, I actually haven't had to do a video like this in about 2 years since my ex Pinky died. Um, okay, this is gonna be very difficult for me to do. You're gonna hear a lot of stuff right now. You're gonna hear a lot of anger. You're gonna hear a lot of crying. You're gonna hear a lot of irrational statements because I'm speaking out of my emotion right now because that's all I'm running on right now. Celebrities dies. They're humans. They're just like us. But when certain celebrities touch on an emotion so well, it's kind of hard to think, okay, it really is the end for them. Some people felt this way about Bowie, about Lemmy, about Prince, about, rest in peace, Chris Cornell. But today was mine. Chester Bennington, lead singer of Linkin Park, sometimes singer, from my understanding of Stone Temple Pilots, was found dead today, committed suicide by hanging. And there's a lot going on in my mind right now. I think I've made it clear on this channel. My biggest fear is death. I don't like the nothingness. I don't like the feeling of not knowing. And the fact that it was any member of Linkin Park. I'll get into them in a second because, as I'm sure many of you have felt, Linkin Park helped me. They saved me when I needed it. I should probably start from the beginning. Back in 2003, 2004, I'm not sure the exact timeline of when the music video was released, but back when MTV and MTV2 were still playing music videos, like in the daytime, you would have your rock hour, your hip hop hour, you would have every hour basically known to man dedicated to whatever genre you liked. But I was addicted to music videos. Around this time, I started getting into rapping. As you know, I'm not the best, but I like to think, you know what, I could tell a story. And around this time, I could name off like every single video I've ever seen live off of there. From your silly and obscure of like Sunshine by Little Flip to the main ones like your overnight celebrities, your slow jams, your Eminems, your yellow. And at a certain point, I got into rock. I got into Yellow Cards, Ocean Avenue. I got into Who Is Thanks to Reason. I got into Jets, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? I got into Fountains of Wayne, Stacy's Mom. But I got into Breaking the Habit. And it was my first introduction. It wasn't Hybrid Theory, as many of you are gonna vouch, and I'm gonna come back to this later. Hybrid Theory was basically everyone's first album. It wasn't mine. Heck, Meteora wasn't even my first album. But Breaking the Habit was my first introduction to them. I felt like not only did the music video capture me because of the animation style, but obviously the lyrics and the music just felt right. It felt right for my teen angst at the time. And I looked into them, and I got into everything. I got into Somewhere I Belong. I got into Faint. I got into Nobody's Listening. I got into Step Up even, which was at the time more underground. Like, you had to go to Kazaa or LimeWire to get that shit. And if anyone here doesn't know what Kazaa or LimeWire is, then you kind of won't know what I'm talking about. Like Linkin Park wise, I mean. Like I said, my incoherent statements. My first actual album / connection came in 2007, I want to say. Minutes to Midnight came out. And at the time, I'll fully admit, I forgot about Linkin Park. They came, they went, because at the time I had the attention span of a fucking goldfish. It's like, unless you were on my iPod, it was gone. But my friend lent me his CD, and I basically bought it from him. And Minutes to Midnight basically was on my Walkman on a daily. Like, my lunchtime anthem would always be bleeded out. Leave Out All the Rest would help me when I was going through my confusing, oh, I'm dating this person, but no, I'm not. Oh, I'm dating that person, no, I'm not. As a teenager, I don't know shit. None of us know shit. And it helped me gain some of my best friends who, if any of them ever find this video, I apologize for the way I acted in high school. I really do. I went through my mom and dad's death with anger and spite. And I basically took you all for granted. And I'm sorry. And actually, my mom's death is where Linkin Park helped save me, because as any one of my family can vouch, I went on a spiral. Before this, I did some experimenting. I drank on New Year's. Actually, that was really about it. Like, I never really did shit before my mom's death. I like, maybe drank a beer. That's about it. But it's one of those, like, it's not really for me. When my mom passed, I basically chugged 3 beers, like, within, I want to say, 30 seconds to a minute, to the point where even my sister, who at the time was a full-blown alcoholic, she's recovered now, thank God, but at the time, even she was like, dude, are you okay? And I wasn't. And I blasted through every single thing I could think of. I blasted through my Fall Out Boys. I blasted through my Avenged Sevenfolds. I blasted through my Eminem. I blasted through anything I could think of. But what saved me was on my DVR in my bedroom. I had, I forget what Fuse calls it, but Fuse would always have a 30-minute to an hour block of just one artist. Just nothing but their music videos. And I had Linkin Park's, and it played through all the hits, and it helped me. The videos helped me. The lyrics helped me. For a Linkin Park fan, the next couple albums, like, they won't rep them. They won't rep One More Lights. They won't rep 1,000 Suns. Give me a second to remember. There was one more. FML. I'm trying not to cry right now because I can't remember the 2015 album. The one that went more hard rock, and the one that came right before the remix album. But it's like, I actually rep them. I would listen to them. I even met one of my close friends, Dennis, through them, because he's a complete fan, and part of me hopes he's taking this news at least somewhat well, because right now I'm a total fucking wreck. And there's so many reasons why I'm doing this video. It could be the fact that I've seen so many people on different sites basically come up and rep that Linkin Park saved their lives like they saved mine. The fact that the anger that comes from the fact that everyone, from what I could tell, is repping Meteora and Hybrid Theory because they're the best albums, when for me it's far from that. In fact, for me, the best album was 1,000 Suns. Waiting for the End basically was my depression album. I mean, my depression song. Whenever I'd get drunk, that was my song. Whenever I did something stupid, let's say, that was my song. But the part that hit me the most, I posted how I was feeling on the depression subreddit, and someone basically said, well, two people actually said, I'm not going to discredit the other person, they both basically said the same thing, which is how I'm feeling, which is we as people basically battle depression, some of us better than others, but most of us are battling depression on the daily. And Chester, along with the rest of Linkin Park, helped us through that battle. But if the person we're looking up to loses the battle, and we don't, at least in the moment, don't have anyone to look to now, like, we could find different artists, that's no problem, but the opening blow, it's a blow to my mind, it's a blow to my heart, it's a blow to everything that's me. And then, I swear this will probably be the last thing I touch on, because I really need to fucking cry. But the only other thing I could think of is, like I was saying earlier, there's an anger. And it all comes from that last song that came out, Heavy. Was, by the looks of it, the only single that's going to be released off of One More Light. Featuring Kiara. You might know her for Gold. I was going to say Gangster, but that's Kehlani. Similar names. And in retrospect, a lot of people are going to be taking back their fucking words now. Like, I understand that song wasn't everyone's thing, but most everyone was saying Linkin Park sold out, and that was not the case. Listen to the fucking lyrics again. It's deep down a fucking Linkin Park song, and more importantly, it's a cry for help that most of us kind of ignored because it was just a song. And the fact that the music video I had Chester battling with himself. It's like, I don't get it. I feel... I never thought I'd say this, but I have to take back my words that I said a couple months back. There was a song that came out about... I'm forgetting the artist, it's a rapper. And if I ever come back and do like a quick 30-second video, minute video, I'll correct myself. But there was a rapper that came out. He did a song of just 2 verses. The first verse was him killing himself. And then the second verse was basically the person from the outside saying, how could you Like, how can you be so selfish? We were fucking rooting for you. And my exact words in my depression was, like, that's so stupid. It's like, how can you say that the person killing themselves is selfish? You don't know what the fuck they're going through in their minds. But I literally want to ask Chester that. That's how confused I am right now, because I'm acting like I know him personally. And it's like, no matter what it was, it's like he could have worked through it. He went too soon. And then today is Chris Cornell's birthday on top of it. I'm just gonna end this video the only way I can, which is, Chester, please rest in peace. A lot of us are gonna miss you. And Linkin Park, I'm sorry to say this, Linkin Park's basically done. They might release a greatest hits or in memoriam album, but you can't continue. So I'm telling the people who, I'm gonna phrase this two ways because I'm still angry. I'm every emotion in the fucking book, and I'm just focusing on angry because I don't want to fucking cry. But to all the fans who basically said crap about their last album, re-listen to it, please. This is the last chance any of us are gonna hear him. I have nothing more to say. Just remember, music's only as good as you want it to be. And to me, the best is gone.